Believe it or not, Jenny's 4-hour trades, they have the highest win rate, as far as my personality is concerned. But what hits me is I get the trader's fatigue. After a certain period of time, I want to be done with the trade. I want the outcome.
I got to ask you, first off, thank you for sharing that. That's a freaking awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. You stayed in that USD CAD trade, the harmonic. I think you were one of the ones who did. Did you? Or
Yeah, I did. I did. And what did I think I had the USD CAD. I have to go back and check, but from what I recall, I remember I think it had I think it might have had a pullback slightly, and then I got another entry. There was a signal for another entry on the 4 hour, so I doubled up on that. And I think it was coming close to the weekend. And again, I didn't have an EA. If I had an EA, I would have just let it done the stain, and I probably would have been able to maximize on it. But because of the fact I didn't do that, once it got to a point of structure, I took my positions, closed my positions out, and built some equity. And then I think I had taken a few. I have one that's in drawdown now. I think it was the Euro CAD that's in drawdown. Yeah, about like 0.5%. But yeah, that's ultimately what I did. Took because I couldn't really manage it accordingly because it's on MT5. If the market wasn't moving or whatever, I took a lot of my positions off the table once it reached structure.
nice. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome.
And,
Congratulations.
believe it or not, Jenny's 4-hour trades, they have the highest risk to reward. They have the highest win rate, as far as my personality is concerned. But what hits me is I get the trader's fatigue. After a certain period of time, I want to be done with the trade. I want the outcome. Some of them are cutting profit. Some are like I just cut the Euro card and lost because I got too fatigued and I wanted an outcome for the trade. Granted, the other ones that I was in, I ended up making a lot of money on it. But I think I'm going to slow down on the 4 hours and go back to my 1 hour management, which is a sweet spot. A couple of days, maybe up to a week, I'm done with it. If a trade has to go 2 weeks, the trader fatigue comes in and really takes me. But if you can hold it, that's an almost guaranteed way to make money, those 4-hour trades. But you have to be ready to hold it. I have tried it since you started. I've realized that I get traders fatigued, so I have a baby account. I just take those trades and put it in there. I don't even monitor it. Like I bought the little body. I throw the little body on there and close it, put it on their own VPS and just leave them do what they do. The only time I go back to it is when Jenny gives us another 4-hour trade idea. That's when I'll go and check it. And that's working. If it's a trade that I have to manage, or if I have to trade it on an account that I have to visit so often, it hits me. So that's my work around that.
You said something that I don't think we've ever touched on ever. Traders fatigue. Wow. If there's anything we can take from this call, and I know there's already been a lot of cool stuff said, it would be that. You just said something that is life-changing for those who have ears to hear. So I'm going to click on something else. Actually, gold is perfect because, well, look at this. The traders fatigue. How many days is this? This is the 21st to the 6th. So this is 3 weeks. I mean, this is a long time, right? This is almost 3 weeks, give or take trading days. Traders fatigue is a real thing though, guys. It's so big. This is 1,000 pips on gold. But if you can't handle being in this, it's a huge deal. So knowing your own limits, I think, is equally as important. And on those 4-hour trades, you set really thick management. I check it once a week. I check only on Tuesdays. I literally only check it on Tuesdays. That account. I don't mess with it just because I think it's so much easier. And something like the ATM or a trade manager set on that bigger time frame, you're golden. Like you're fine. And no, they're not all gonna be perfect. But I think people who struggle with traders fatigue, that's why so many people are like leaning to scalping. Like I have to be a scalper. I have to be a scalper because I can't handle the stress of, being at SeaWorld and having my trades being drawdown that week and, handling that for the weekend. It's a lot to contend with if you don't. I don't know, like, that's a hard topic. Who's got something on traders fatigue? Because that's
Yeah, I did want to add on to that, and that's I'm glad that you bring up that point, and that's a very good point because I probably even have more traders fatigue than he has, to be honest. Um, I primarily trade 5 minute. That's always been my goal. I've tried longer time frames and all of that, 1 hours and all of that. 30 minutes sometimes is a really good one for me as far as with US 30, because a lot of those moves can play out the same day or intraday. But yeah, when I have to manage for quite a long time, I tend to see that I make more mistakes, so my profit targets don't particularly hit. Um, so that's been something that I've always known has been an issue with me, and I just know that that's just one thing that I may never overcome or eventually overcome, etc. So I stick with what gives me the highest probabilities to manage the trades consistently on a regular basis for each trade that I take. Now that was also the reasoning too with the 4 hours and trying to grow and then also test this out because Jenny has come on these calls on a regular basis and done these YouTube videos and showing the 4 hours, you see the numbers and all of that. It's just a matter of like, okay, if I do this, if I, set and forget for lack of a better term, and just take these trades and let them play out and see what they do, almost treat them like it's, an investment or whatever the case may be. And then you see, the numbers play out. And then it's the type of thing as you start doing it, you start building those muscle habits, you start building those daily habits, and you realize that sometimes they forget he's in the trade. That's what happened with a lot of those because I wasn't, managing it. It wasn't a situation where I had to micromanage it like I would with a scalp and you have to be there for your session. You let the trade play out. And sometimes because of that factor, you actually get a better return on your investments because you're not touching it. You get your, let's use Jenny's term, your grubbies off of it, right? And just let the trade play out. The market's going to do what it's going to do. It's just a matter of letting it play out and teach your own. That's why fatigue is a thing, and you have to understand who you are as a trader and what will work. And that may not be the best method for you, but maybe you will grow into that eventually over time. So just a good note. There's a lot of different ways, I guess, get to the same goal. It's just a matter of which preference you prefer.
That's so big. That's a deep topic, you guys. That I would not do it justice because I think we've all been there. I mean, I told stories about, Bitcoin back in the day. I mean, I had my little MacBook up on my wooden, pure oak table, like, and I'm going to check it, and my brother's standing in the line at the mall, and I'm freaking out. I didn't know better. I was a very, very young trader. I've been, in more than six figures of drawdown, literally at SeaWorld, going, okay, okay. Like, and that's from holding. It's life, the longevity of these markets is an investment. You come back to it, in a set of time. There's just so many points in this topic that I would do an injustice to not hear from everybody who's got something, because people, I think it's a big reason people fail is traders fatigue alone. They think they have to get in and out today. And because of that, they're missing on so many other things because they can't handle the other parts.